talked about the support up on the podium, but to have everybody come out and celebrate you guys, I mean, how nice is that fan support?
Yeah, it can't get any better than this, can it? I mean, at the end of the day, you know, the players and the staff and everyone work extremely hard, but the crowd, the fans, the boosters, their support of us is invaluable, and I know I appreciate it. I know the players appreciate it, and we're very thankful for all of that. And honestly, we're thankful for the support you guys give us as well.
We're talking about support, and we were joking with some of the girls about what's going on at the complex. I mean, softball wins it 6 months ago. You guys win it now. I mean, again, to share that with them and be so close with them every day. And they supported you, you supported them. Kind of mutual at this point.
Oh, it sure is. I mean, you know, I'm a big fan of Lonnie and her staff and their players, and you know, I don't think any of us have any sort of sophisticated understanding of softball. But boy, I'll tell you what, when we watch them play, we're certainly big fans, and you know, they've been great with us as well. And you know, we have a very good environment in there, and obviously it's working for in some way, it's working very well.
Inspire you guys when you saw it again 6 months ago. They win it. Did it kind of kick these girls a little bit, you think?
I don't think it hurts, that's for sure. I mean, there's some probably good competition among the groups is probably healthy. What I can tell you is when I went and watched our football team win the national championship 2014 and was there and was able to experience them winning it after we had just lost in the final to UCLA, it got me going a little bit more, I'll tell you that. And fortunately for us, we were able to come around in 2014 and win our own. So, you know, I think probably we're as big as supporters of one another as there is. We're thrilled for them, they're thrilled for us.
Coach, when you talk to, go ahead. It's still fresh, but is the second time any different than the first time?
I don't know if I can answer that, to be honest with you. You know, it's interesting. After the game, you know, everyone wants to see this incredible joy and this and that. And for me, it's relief. You know, you work so hard, so many long days, and, you know, up at 4 o'clock in the morning watching video, going to bed at midnight or whatever time it is when you're finally done, and you know, you put your heart and soul into it, and when it ends, you just kind of like, oh, sheesh, thank God this is finally done, and that we're able to capture the result that we were looking for. So I'm not sure that I can answer that yet. I don't have enough perspective, but you know, the first one was sweet, and this one's pretty good too, especially Carolina in Carolina.
Coach, when you talk to the players, they say there was something that they clicked and they got hot just at the right time. What do you attribute that to? When was that time that you saw this team really come together and have that potential?
You know, I thought for 6 weeks or so that we were playing at an elite level. We lost a couple of games along the way, but that doesn't bother me. You know, if you're playing well and you're losing, well, that eventually is going to level out. It's when you play lousy and win that you need to be concerned. So my feeling was, we knew that, according to everyone else, we were the underdogs going in. My feeling was, and I told the players, we're the best team in the country. We just need to go out and prove it. And yeah, we put two pretty good performances together.
You said this, you talked about a strategy being different in the second game. I don't understand that. Could you explain how it
Sure.
works?
So against Stanford, Stanford is kind of built like we are, in that they have an awful lot of kids that are really skilled players, and possessing the ball is really important to them. And our feeling going into that game was that if we could get a hold of the ball and keep the ball, sooner or later it would make them uncomfortable because they don't have the ball. And we would make them have to defend and defend and defend, and we were able to do that. And I think that at some points it really broke their rhythm. So when they got the ball, they were a little bit faster in their play because teams hadn't really used that strategy against them. Where with Carolina is much more of a rock'em sock'em, physical, punch in the face kind of a team, and the tempo of that game is always going to be faster than a Florida State-Stanford game. So going into the game, we knew that we had to adjust the way we played. We couldn't be as daring or as brave with the ball in the back line against Carolina because the quality of their pressure was really good, and they're used to defending. They're used to coming up and pressing and trying to take the ball off of you, where the Stanford group is used to attacking.
It's one thing to have that plan, to have kids that can execute this.
Well, as I said, you know, part of it is coming up with a game plan. The second part is trying to teach it, and then the last and most important part is about application of information, and I thought our kids applied the information very well.
Coach, how are you able to build such a strong support system here?
Well, I think that, you know, a lot of coaches have a lot of philosophies in hiring, and some coaches will go out and they'll hire their friends or people that they've known. It's never been my way. My way is always, I'm going to go out and find the best person and the specialist that has this ability. And you know, with my goalkeeper coach Bristol, I didn't know Mike Bristol before I hired him. He came highly recommended by our previous goalkeeper, Paul Rogers, previous goalkeeper coach, Paul Rogers, and Mike's come in and just done an outstanding job. Yumaizame is from Japan. When I was coaching the under-19 U.S. national team, he was coaching the Japanese under-19 national team, and we had a chance to play against each other, and I was so impressed by the way he coached and he taught that when the opportunity came to bring him onto the staff, it was a no-brainer. So I think probably for me, part of acquiring and putting together a staff is looking at the individual qualities that they bring, and then for me, I need to mesh some of what I can do into make them the most efficient and effective they are. And then when you look at the other support staff, the professional approach that our academic people and Kathy Badger take, and Campo with the video staff, Robin Gibson, the medical team, Elise Angelis with the strength and conditioning, and I know I'm missing some, but you know, I think everyone has a common understanding that we're looking for excellence. The commitment to excellence is what we're seeking, and they're working hard toward it every day.
Coach, Dana called it female sports university. Female sports university. But to win a national title, I mean, in the 50th year of women's athletics too at Florida State, a national title special, but does it mean more kind of to do it then and represent female athletics on the national level?
I could certainly see where that would be even more important and more impressive to, you know, hammer in even more the value and the special nature of the national championship. But I think Alani's was pretty special too last year, and I think that if any of the other teams are fortunate enough, I know our beach volleyball team is always threatening and right in that neighborhood, and you know, they've done just a fantastic job, and I'm hoping that Sue and her group will have another outstanding season and give themselves a chance. So, you know, I think we're all thrilled to be participating in this level of athletic competition, and proud to represent the university.
Thank you very much.